Have you ever had your concrete porch cracked? I've redone my entire porch 2 years ago and I used two different patches. And the first year everything was perfect. Brand new porch, painted with the special stain from Sherwin-Williams with the shark grip addition, so it's not slippery. However, last year I had this, and I had this, and I had this, and that, and this, and even this. So what happened is, apparently, one of the patches that I used caught the moisture, surprisingly for the second year. Maybe because we had soil and we had freezing temperature and thawing again and freezing, so somehow the moisture got underneath and it just burst. I'm going to repair it all. I'm going to chisel it out, clean it out, put proper patch, and I'm gonna repaint it all. Stay tuned. And you see it's a little bit darker. It holds the moisture, so I'm gonna strip it all off. Once you removed all your loose concrete or patching compound from your porch or steps, it's time to prepare the area for the patching. So I cleaned it up and I pressure washed all the area and I let it dry for a couple of hours. Now we're going to apply this concrete bonding adhesive. Let it dry as per manufacturer instructions, and once it dried up, we're gonna apply the patch. For patching, I'm using a concrete repair mortar that I found at a local big box store. You might have Sika or Quickrete. Any brand will work, but you have to make sure you read manufacturer instructions and the application range. This one that I'm applying is suitable between 3 millimeters up to I think 58, so which is totally suitable for my needs. So make sure that you find the one that applicable for your application and for the depth of the cracks that you are going to repair. So this one requires about 3 liters of water per bug. Make sure you calculate the ratio of the water properly. Don't overwater the compound. When you work with any type of mortars or cement, make sure you pour the water little by little and then mix until you have proper ratio. And also don't forget to wear a mask, because this stuff is very toxic and you need to protect your lungs. Now when you have it all mixed up and you have a good ratio, it's time to apply your mix. next step, what we're gonna do is have this wet sponge and just blend this, and yeah, it has to be a little bit wet but not really soaking wet, and just blend the edges so they're smooth. And then we're gonna let it dry for several days. Again, I don't really care about making edges too wet, because the most important part is in the middle. That's what I need to cover, and these I don't make super wet, so just the edges. It will make grinding easy because the edges will be very smooth, so it will just grind the middle, and it's not gonna try to rip off the entire patch. This would be a final look for today. And the hardest part was this corner. I had to use a couple of trowels to make it look nice. The goal of this project was to fill up the deepest holes and cracks, and that's what it is about. We're gonna layer everything smoothly with the grinder, and then we're gonna paint it with some concrete stain. Actually, we're gonna stain it. So I said it would be a final look, but it's not yet, because we have this crack that goes right from the bottom to the top, and it appears no matter what I do with this porch. And the problem is, we're in Canada, and there are two types of concrete: the one that is cracked and the one that is gonna crack. So the problem here is, because there is a soil underneath this porch, and whoever was installing it many years ago didn't think about this ground freezing and thawing and freezing, and when it freezes, it lifts up this part of the porch, which has two stairs, two steps, and it lifts it up maybe just by very, very little, just a little bit. And they did not install anything underneath, no insulation panels, nothing. So just pure soil ground, and when it freezes, obviously it tries to lift it up, and that's why it cracks no matter what I do. So this time, what I'm gonna do, I try to grind it a little bit, and I'm gonna use the silicone here. And actually, when I said silicone, I'm gonna use this polyurethane. It's paintable polyurethane. It's actually gray color, but it's still paintable sealant. And as you can see, it's 35% joint movement, which is pretty much enough for this little crack. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna seal it up. I'm gonna trowel it so it just smoothens with the surface, and I'm gonna paint it with the entire porch. What's interesting enough, this gray blends perfectly with the color of this porch. See, the plastic ones allows me to easy apply this urethane along the crack. And now we're done, and we're gonna wait several days. I think probably 5 days until it all dries out, and then we're gonna grind the uneven places and prepare it for painting. When you finished patching, I recommend just putting this plastic film on top of it for 5 days, let it cure, and then do the next steps. I also recommend applying this transparent sheet, because it will make it easier for you to see where you applied your patches, and you will not step onto them. Alright guys, it's been a week now. All the patches dried out, and it's time to grind. During the grinding, make sure you use dust mask, protective glasses, or goggles. I'm covering my face, and most important, uh, we're gonna be using today this masonry grinder, and you see they have this awesome tool for collecting all this dust. It's a 4.5 inches grinder, so I'll show you the tool. It's just attachment, and the other side I'll attach to my shop vac, and it is gonna collect all the dust. Alright guys, grinding is complete, and as you can see it's pretty flat, and I'm very happy with the results. So what's left is painting. However, I have some chips like this, a little bit here, a little bit here, and it holds very strong. But because it was very shallow area, the patch I used chipped. So we're not gonna leave it like that, because even after applying the concrete stain, yes, it will fill these cracks, but because we're in Canada, it's gonna freeze, it's gonna thaw, and it's gonna freeze, it's gonna thaw again, and it's gonna crack again, which I don't want to do. So for this reason, we're gonna be using our handy dandy polyurethane for the concrete. Just put it there, smoothen, and leave it to dry for an hour or two, and then we're gonna just stain it all over. And this only happened on some vertical surfaces, again probably because it was too small of a gap, and my main goal was to patch the deep cracks. And for the small areas, well, maybe hydraulic cement would have been the best one, but I didn't want to mix it up with any other patches, so this will definitely do the work 100%. This one is paintable, it's not gonna go anywhere, so I'm gonna leave it like that. When the area has dried up and I cleaned it multiple times, it's ready for painting. And again, it's not gonna be painting, it's gonna be staining. I'm using this Sherwin-Williams Colortop. See, it's concrete stain. You can have different colors for this stain, and it's fantastic product. Can be applied for masonry, concrete, stays there. You see, yeah, it's very hard to grind it out. So I'm gonna apply it. I have it leftovers from the last time, and within it I have a shark grip powder. I think it's called shark grip. It's basically a small sandish powder that will make the area non-slip. So it's already pre-mixed here, and I'm gonna mix it up again, and I'm gonna apply it. We'll see, maybe one coat, maybe two coats. Since I have about half of this can, I think I'll just gonna put um, 2 layers if it lasts. Obviously, another way of doing this is just applying resurfacer. However, the products we have here in the big box stores, they're not good. I prefer applying this concrete stain, which holds like years and years. This is final look for today. I will come back tomorrow and I will put the final coat and finish the project. Final coat today, as usual, starts with pre-mixing the stain, and then we're gonna apply brush in the corners and roll it out. Today I'm applying paint across the pattern that I had yesterday. If you're using foam roller like I do, saying this is about 6 inch, be careful, because when you roll it, it just spits some, especially stain, it spits it around if you do it very fast. And because of the different colors, you see I put a little bit here, which I'm gonna clean up. You might just have little dots or drops of stain everywhere, so just be careful. And yeah, I always have some wet napkins, like baby wipes, just in case I have some imperfections. I can clean them up really quickly. You can use wet rag or anything. It's definitely gonna work. This is the final look after 2 coats of stain. Overall, I'm very pleased with the results, especially how the Sherwin-Williams stain behaves, and I hope it's gonna last for years and many years. One final consideration, obviously, we're here in Canada. There is a constant thawing and freezing and thawing and freezing and salt applied here during the winters, so I'm 100% positive it's gonna behave way better if it's in a warmer climate. And just to prove you, you can look here, and these paving stones, it's exactly the same stain, just prepped, no primers, and it's been here for 3 years, not even signs of chipping. And obviously it's a horizontal surface. I like how it behaves, and I hope this surface will behave the same way. Please let me know if you have any questions, comments down below, and thanks for watching. Cheers.